Alyssa Orange with us from Pig Trail Nation on this Tuesday afternoon on Halftime. Alyssa, we missed you last week. Glad that you made it back safely. It's good to have you back. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing well today. Doing well. I think everybody is kind of feeling the same way after that win on Saturday, but ready for this bye week. I think we all needed it.
That's legit. I think physically maybe the team could use it as well. Do we know anything about the Taylen Green's knee? It's just been 3 days since, but that's the question that's the most unanswered right now. Do you got any info?
I wish I did. I had some people text me of like, what about Taylen Green? Where's your insider knowledge? And I was like, I don't know anything about it. And I don't think we're going to know anything about Taylen until Wednesday when Sam Pittman jumps on the SEC teleconference. And I'm sure it's going to be one of the first questions he gets asked. But I also think you have to look at, he was able to go back out there and then they took him out. But you hope that that's a sign that it's not serious and that a week of rest, 2 weeks of rest can get him ready to go for this LSU game in 2 weeks.
Well, what we were talking about the backup quarterback coming in a little bit and just the gravity of the situation kind of being cold. What would you give him a grade, Singleton, for coming in and how he managed the offense going forward?
Yeah, I loved him coming in there and being able to have some success. And I think everyone just kind of breathed a sigh of relief and said, oh, my God, finally Arkansas has a backup quarterback that they can rely on because it's been a while since we've had a guy who could come in and do what Malachi was able to do. And it was shaky at first, and I understand. I think, he was able to really settle in a little bit there in that third possession that he was out there for. And obviously that led to a touchdown. But he's paid his dues. He's been here now about a year and a half, and I know that he really just soaks in everything that Taylen gives him and tells him. And he was the same way with KJ. I think he was a sponge for KJ, always sitting beside him from what I heard in the quarterback room last year and really just trying to soak up as much as he can. And so for him to go out there and do what he did, and I think you also have to give credit to Braylon Russell. He was a big part of that touchdown drive too. You got to commend him for that, and hopefully it's a sign that regardless of what Taylen Green's status is, Malachi Singleton's a guy that this team believes in when he's out there, and that's good too. I mean, you never really felt that with Malik Hornsby, and so it's good to see that with Malachi Singleton.
So you're deeper at quarterback than you were the last couple of years, and I think defensively it's pretty obvious. This is as deep of as a defense as you've had in a long time. Just it was interesting watching in the A&M game, and the Aggies had their winning drive mostly against second stringers on the defensive line. They put those guys out there again in the same situation against Tennessee. Keevy Rose, Danny Salee, Charlie Collins, Quincy Rhodes Jr., and they came up big time this time around. The defensive line depth is noticeable. And then you see where they were let in tackles. It was from guys that they brought in to play linebacker or that hybrid star position, the hog position after spring ball. Larry Worth, Steven Dix. And some of these guys aren't even starters either, Alyssa. It's just the defense is as deep as I've seen it here in a long time.
Yeah, it is. And I've never been happier to be wrong about something than I am with this defensive line, because I just didn't know exactly how quickly they could get it together in that short amount of time, especially that turnaround from Texas A&M into this Tennessee game. And so it was really good to see those guys, because you want Eric Gregory to have success and Cam Ball and Landon Jackson, but some of those younger guys as well to be able to come in and have some success. And then you look at what they were able to do defensively on the back end as well, just really being disruptive and not letting Tennessee get into a rhythm and keeping them off balance. And Travis Williams says this all the time. He says, we don't have starters, we have standards, right? And I think we saw that. I think that was so evident where you could plug guys in so quickly and it didn't drop off from a talent standpoint. And so the consistency is what I'm questioning. I mean, you get up for games like Tennessee, not that they didn't get up for a game like A&M, but it was different, right? It felt different. So can they repeat that in 2 weeks when LSU comes into town for a night game?
Alyssa, with we had talked so much this week about having 0 turnovers. That might be the best number we could have talked about. Where does this offense go forward now that we know that we can compete and not turn the ball over and beat ourselves? How do you see these next 6 games going? You think 4-2, 3-3 could be something for us that could be attainable?
Wow, yeah. I haven't even thought that far ahead, but I think so. I think you've now been able to see that this Arkansas team can compete and play against anybody in the country when they're playing well and they're not turning the ball over and the offense is working. I think offensively, they still just have to spread the ball more in the passing game, and Taylen has got to be able to kind of go through his reads. I mean, there was even a couple of plays where, like, Isaac Tesla was wide open in the end zone on the 3rd down, and they ended up having to kick a field goal, and they missed the field goal. And so it's just like those kind of things still, I think, is where they need to continue to get better on the offensive side of the ball. But, it was almost kind of like a good sign. You had Tyrone Broden finally catch a pass in, 3 games? And so maybe this is a good sign that things are moving forward. I think you can beat LSU. I'm interested to see what they look like against Ole Miss this weekend. You've got Texas and Ole Miss, and those are going to be hard, but you can beat Louisiana Tech, and you could probably beat Missouri. We'll see where they go after their loss to Texas A&M. So, yeah, I think you can win three games here in this final 6-game stretch and go 3-3, and at least have 7 wins, which 3 weeks ago I was still looking for win number 6. Mm-hmm. So it's good to be able to see that, okay, they can win 3 more. They can finish with 7 wins, and what kind of bowl game does that get them to?
I've just enjoyed the conversation in the last couple of days of why did Arkansas win a game instead of why did they lose a game or not play as well against an opponent like UAB that you think they should beat by 35 and end up with a 10-point win, and you end up making excuses for a victory. It's just we haven't had this conversation in a long time, especially against a good team, and hadn't beaten a team that's going to make a bowl game since, I think, Ole Miss in 2022. So I just, I mean, I want more of these.
Feels good,
I want more of these. It leaves you wanting more, doesn't it?
It does. It feels good. It really does. And I think we've all been around the program for a really long time and have seen a lot happen, right? And we're so used to talking about the almost and the what ifs and the missed opportunities, because that's just how things have gone for Arkansas lately. And so to go into a bye week with this win, like, how do we continue from our perspective to capture that momentum and keep it going? And even Saturday night when we were leaving the stadium late at night and we got back to the office and we were trying to put up a bunch of stuff on social, I looked at our team. I was just like, this doesn't happen, guys. Like, this is a big deal. Like, I promise you, we're going to go have a drink, because we deserve a drink too after what happened on Saturday. And it's just a good feeling. I mean, even Eric Gregory said it. He was like, I have gone into so many bye weeks off losses, and it's not fun. And to be able to take this win into a bye week feels different. And I think it's going to change things. And I think he's right. I think we're just going to feel different about this team from here on out the rest of the season.
All right. I haven't been able to. I have not watched a lot of the playoffs. I missed on this last night because I was at a Little League game. What was going on with Manny Machado? He threw a ball at the dugout yesterday at the Dodgers dugout, and may have thrown it with intent towards Dave Roberts. I mean, what is going on here?
Yeah, man, I didn't see that second game either. I was following along on Saturday to the first game that the Dodgers won. The second game on Sunday, I did not watch. They were off yesterday because they'll play in San Diego tonight. And how about Walker Buehler back on the mound, guys? That's a big deal. But Manny Machado is just one of those guys that you just love to hate because he's just a pain in the butt. But that's just who he is, and that's kind of it's. I'm not going to say he's like Yasiel Puig, but it was one of those things where you love him when he's on your team and you hate him when he's not. And he just is a fire. And I think obviously being with the Dodgers for a season and all of the hostile just back and forth with him and the Dodgers, now that he's with the Padres, it just gets amplified during the playoffs. So that doesn't surprise me that he acts like a child, but it's fine.
Alyssa, I saw your Dolphins come back from behind to get a victory, and then I see. No, it was good. I was into it. Then I
How
see.
About that?
I see the Jets one game out of first place. They get the Bills next, fire their coach. Was that kind of expected? I mean, I know from afar because you like that division, you kind of keep up a little bit with it. But what was your thoughts with Salah? And
that blew my mind today. And I'm so curious as to how much, you have Aaron Rodgers over there. Like, what is going on inside the Jets organization? I have no idea. I don't know why that was such a thing that needed to happen right now, because when you look at the AFC East, I mean, the Bills just lost, but I mean, the Bills are the best team in that division. But the Patriots and the Dolphins are still trying to figure things out. I mean, Miami's winning games by the skin of their teeth, barely. They looked terrible on Monday Night Football last week. And the Patriots are doing the same thing. I mean, we joked in the office, like, it's 2024 and you've got Tyler Huntley and Jacoby Brissett leading the Dolphins and the Patriots. Like, what is going on? So you would think the Jets could look at the landscape of the AFC East and say, okay, we have an opportunity to win the division this year. And I don't understand why firing your head coach was the right call there. That blows my mind, but I'm not mad about it because I have no love lost for the Jets. So if they want to go and self-destruct, that's fine with me.
Okay. Might as well put on his business card quarterback and head coach. It could work for him, I'm sure.
Best of luck to them.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Best of. Hope that works out for you. I think that's kind of the way you were going at it there. Alyssa, thanks for your time. We'll leave it there. See you. I was going to say see you Saturday, but we won't. We'll just talk again next week. Okay?
No, I'll see you Tuesday, guys.
Thanks, Alyssa.
Alyssa Orange, Pig Trail Nation, joins us each Tuesday here on Halftime.
BetOnline is your #1 source for all your betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts.